me so open. Now I got you out there, middle of the ocean. Hope you can ride that way, gonna ride that way. Making wet and wild on the side of the road, in the back of your Monte Carlo. We ain't gotta go slow, cut the road. Boy, you already know I'm in the vibe. You feeling this vibe? Boy, you can get it right now. Give me some more, easy to flow. When I put my pennies to the side, it gets hot in the ride and I'm so high. Like 20-foot waves, baby. Drowning deeper for sure, deeper we go. Boy, I'ma drive you crazy. I'ma let you play in the race. Boy, I got it, I know you want it. I keep it coming, like a tsunami. Ride that way, ride that way, ride that way, ride that way. Gon' ride that way, 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 ride that way. Gon' ride that way. Surfboard swag got me so open. Now I got you out there, middle of the ocean. Hoping you can ride that way, gonna ride that way. Don't be scared of the water. Water gon' boil if you make it hotter. Waves don't swell when you make me holler. Ride that, boy, don't stop it. Don't be scared of the water. Water gon' boil if you make it hotter. Waves don't swell when you make me holler. Ride that, boy, don't stop it. Ride that way, ride that way, ride that way, ride that way, gon' ride that way. Ride that way, 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 gon' ride that way. Surfboard swag got me so open. Now I got you out there, middle of the ocean. Hoping you can ride that way, gonna ride that way.
About your hood. Now Willie got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got them because I hit him behind my speakers.
Welcome back to the show. Happy Thursday to you. All right, 404-822-5467. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So hour number 2, I don't think I mentioned this. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show is birthdays. We have a little birthday segment, celebrity birthdays, as well as talk about an entertainment story or two. And hour number 3 is the Power Hour. We really dig into the chat, man, and find out what Stewie's saying and their thoughts on everything that we've talked about on the show that day. But this is probably the biggest story of the day, in all honesty. Not me going to homecoming, but kind of the biggest talking story today, thing that I've seen out there, man, is what's going on in Pittsburgh, man, with Martavis Bryant. That's right. The Steelers have benched Martavis Bryant for Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions over his use of social media, the receiver has said. Bryant said he was relegated to scout team work during Wednesday's practice. All right. So pretty much if you are on scout team during the week, you typically don't play during the game, the coming up the weekend game. So Bryant refueled trade speculation late Sunday night with an Instagram comment in response to a fan saying rookie Juju Smith-Schuster is better than him. Right. Bryant says Smith-Schuster is nowhere near better than me, fool. All they need to do is give me what I want, and y'all can have Juju and whoever else. I got to be honest. Let me stop right there, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all chime in the chat room. Y'all can call the show at 404-822-5467. In all my years of watching sports, and I'm talking all of the sports, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, whatever it may be, I have never heard a player say out loud that he's better than another one of his players, another one of his teammates at the same position in this particular case as well. Like, I've never heard anybody, like, you think that, of course, a lot of these guys have got egos. You got to have an ego if you make it to that level of sports. But I've never heard anybody actually say it, like come out and say it out loud. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just missing something, because usually that's kind of like a taboo thing. That's kind of like an unwritten thing. Yeah, I'm better than him. I believe I'm better than this particular guy, my backup, or the other guy at this particular position or whatever. But, you know, you just never say it. I can't recall actually hearing a football player, you know, in effect saying that I'm better than this guy behind me or whatever. You know, they might intimate to it, and their comments and them talking about themselves may lead you to believe that they believe that. But I've never actually heard anybody verbalize, you know, in this way that Martavius Bryant is doing about Juju Schuster, that I'm better than dude. Like, it just doesn't happen. And maybe that's one of these millennial things, man, one of these newfangled things. These kids are a lot different today, man. Yeah. These young people are very, very different, man, in the way that they do things and the way that they look at things. Mike Tomlin said Tuesday that he would rain down an appropriate punishment on Bryant for his comment. The comment that he made, it was talking about Juju Schuster on social media. While making clear, though, Tomlin said that the receiver will not be available for a trade. The trade deadline is actually October 31st, a couple of days from now, and so we'll see what happens with that. On October 15th, the NFL Network reported that Bryant had requested a trade. The next week, Bryant had a good week of practice, but saw 2 targets for 1 catch and 3 yards in a 29-14 win over Cincinnati. Bryant called in sick on work on Monday. I don't even know if that's a thing as well. I'm trying to think back in college, in high school and college, even if that was a thing, where you called out of work or you didn't come into practice. You just didn't come in because you were feeling sick or whatever. Even in the cases where maybe you have a cold or something like that and you can't, you know, physically go out there and perform, I think you still come to practice, especially if you're a pro. So that's another strange thing with this story as well. He called in sick on Monday, but reported Wednesday for meetings and practice. He has not met with quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, who said that they had planned to have a conversation, but that still hasn't happened yet. After 15 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons, Bryant was suspended for all of 2016 for multiple drug violations, has 1 score on 36 targets, which is 3rd on the team. During the past week, Bryant has 13 targets, while Smith-Schuster has 12. So I get it, man. The young man is tremendously talented. Another one of them great players that Dabo Swinney had drafted or recruited to Clemson over the last couple of years. And now you see why Clemson has been such a great football team, because it's guys like him, man, and Mike Williams and all of the players, Deshaun Watson, all of the guys that Clemson has on his team, man, you can see the great talent. And what he did his first couple of years is undeniable. I get it. You don't like the fact that you're not getting targets, you're not getting passes thrown your way. You feel like you got an ego once again, that you're one of the best players in the game, one of the best wide receivers in the game. And so, you know, you get it. The problem is that you play on the same team with maybe the best wide receiver in football in Antonio Brown. And he has produced so much in the past, and he has been heavily targeted so much, like they're not going to, you know, focus on him. And maybe they should focus on some other receivers. I just think the way that this young man is going about it, man, is just wrong. Because the Steelers, I guess in all reality, stood by him. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. When he was suspended for an entire year for messing with the weed or whatever he was messing with. And the fact that this guy comes back, man, and now is this cancer in the locker room, as they would call it, man, it's just a bad look. And once again, I get it. I understand the guy wants to make plays. He's a competitor. You only have so much of a window to produce in football so you can build up to the next contract, this, that, and the other. But he's in a bad spot right now because the Steelers, they say that they're benching the guy and showing with their actions that they won't tolerate this. But the Steelers aren't going to trade this guy. He's a great talent. He's a phenomenal talent. And they would never get on the open market what he's worth. Now that the story is out there and that he's disgruntled and he's not happy. So if the Steelers were to try to make a deal, they'll probably get like 20 cents on a dollar of what he's worth. You feel me? They'll probably get like 20, 25 cents on the dollar, meaning he's really a first-round type of talent. Clearly he is, based on what he's done in his first couple of years before the suspension. He's a first-round talent, all right? But if they were to make a deal, the best the Steelers can get for him right now, based on the situation, probably, I don't know, a fourth-rounder? Because it's not equal. Trades don't work like that in the NFL, especially when you got a storyline in the background of this particular situation. So it's just bad for him. He's in a bad situation. I don't think the Steelers are going to try to find him a deal so he can go somewhere else and be the number one or even get more targets. I don't think that's going to happen because the Steelers are not going to get what he's worth once again. And then it's also a bad situation for him as well, man, because, dude, you playing behind Antonio Brown. You're the number 2 receiver behind Antonio Brown. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to work harder in practice. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Ben Roethlisberger has a personal vendetta against this guy or what. But the whole story doesn't make any sense. Dude, you play behind Antonio Brown, one of the best to ever do it. Maybe the best wide receiver in football right now. And I just think it's a bad look, man. I want to get your thoughts on it, especially if we got any Steelers fans that listen to the show, and I'm sure we do because Steelers fans are all over America, all over the world. But what are your thoughts on this story, man? Is it something that I don't know? If you got your ears to the street in Pittsburgh, if you like one of the fan groups or whatever, man, what are they saying about this story, about this deal with this guy, man, saying that he wants out of Pittsburgh? And, yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, man, he doesn't have much time left. His time on the top is short like leprechauns. And, you know, there's going to be a need for a quarterback here soon. But Ben Roethlisberger probably still top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And I find it hard to believe, even though they try to focus on and they try to get the ball in the hands of Antonio Brown, if dude is open, I don't see why Ben Roethlisberger wouldn't want to throw him the ball. Maybe there is something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, man. But it's a bad look, man. You missed an entire year, and now you're being a distraction, what they call a distraction. Not a good look at all. What are your thoughts? 404-822-5467. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And the big thing about it, man, another great or interesting thing about it is Mike Tomlin's known as a player's coach. I mean, he's the epitome of a player's coach. I mean, no nonsense. He's no nonsense, but he's the epitome of a player's coach. Not so much most other places. We'll talk about it more when we get back. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. Back in 3 minutes.
This man Deli on. And you know, have you ever met somebody that just make you want to change your ways? You know? And it was just something about it, right? It was just something about it.
First I was attracted by your thickness and then your mind. Intelligent conversation make you one of a kind. Something about the way you smile and the way you talk. A true Georgia piece, look at the way you walk. I'm from the west side of the land, now I'm in the A. Hey, Decatur, Keller Road, now you know where I lay. Something about the way you laugh when we spending time. But no rush, baby girl, let's take our time. Even though you stay on my mind like money and dreams. Shorty and Mandela make a hell of a team. So I'ma keep on winning, much love and success. Waking up in the morning got me feeling blessed. I'm like, da 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 da. You got me feeling like, da 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 da. You got me feeling for your love each and every day. The type of feeling that don't fade away. You got me feeling like, da 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 da. You got me feeling like, da 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 da. Something about you. Back in the day, they said love would never die. Then I met this smoker queen standing by 5'5". Just staring in her eyes used to make me weak. Didn't need no liquid courage to be able to speak. So after the meet and greet, I beat it like a belt. Now she staring me in my eyes, telling me how she felt. She like, oh man, daddy, you the one for me. I used to think love was blind, but now I can see. She said, you could be my king and I'll be your queen. I said, yeah, baby girl, that's a beautiful